Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Ide. So glad you could join me again today. This week we're going to be doing some origami, and origami is the art of paper folding. It originally began in Japan, and today it's used all over the world to create different objects, and specifically today we're going to be learning how to fold a cat and a dog. So let's get started. The supplies you'll need are paper, scissors, glue, and something to write with. Most of the time, origami is done with a square piece of paper, and most of us would probably have a rectangular shaped paper at home. I'm just using a piece of copy paper because it's easier to fold. So I need to make this rectangle into a square, and to do that, I'm just going to take one of the corners and line up this line segment that was down at the bottom with the side of the rectangle, smoosh that down, and I'm going to use this line as a tracer and take my pencil or a marker or whatever you're writing with and draw a line. I will then cut on that pencil line that I just drew and end up with a square. I'm going to start by showing you how to make an origami cat. After I made one square from my rectangle paper, I made a second one so that I have one for the head and one for the body. So let's start with the head. Because I folded this before to make it into the square, I already have this crease that's running diagonally across my square. I'm going to just turn that so the line looks like it's horizontal now. I'm going to bring the bottom corner of my square and match it up to the top corner and just crease that a little bit more. I'm then going to take one of the corners and fold it upward, not so that it lines up with the side of the triangle that I just created, but I'm going to fold it up so that it's poking off the side. Okay, so it's now like I have one big mountain and one little mountain. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other corner. And I do want to try to make it look symmetrical. So I do try to look to see what the other side looks like and try to make it the same angle. And I do want to make sure there's a nice crease so that it stays folded. Then I'm going to take this top corner, or the point, and there's two pieces, one on top of the other, and I'm going to just fold both of them over so that there's a smaller rectangle, or smaller triangle, sorry, that's created coming down. And now all I do is flip this over, and I have the shape for my cat head. From here, you can start to draw details, and this is where your markers or your crayons would come in handy. So you can draw an eye, which is just a rainbow shape, and another rainbow shape, a smile line, and a smile line, and some lines inside. And I can take my marker and just color that in. You can do the same thing to the other side. You can make your face however you want it to look. I'm doing a little W down here. Maybe the tongue is sticking out. Maybe add triangles for the inside here, and I would continue coloring that other side in. And then if you have other colors, you can color in the tongue or the nose or maybe even the inside of the ear as well. The dog head is similar. So you have that square and it has that diagonal line through it. Again, I'm going to rotate my paper so the line is horizontal. I fold up my square so that it's a triangle. I'm going to do the same thing with the corners so that they poke up off the edge. There's one, and there's two. This next step though is a little different from the cat. So I'm going to now rotate this so that the ears are now pointing down. I see one is a little bit bigger than the other one, but that's okay. I'm going to pick up one sheet of paper. I'm going to leave the bottom one down and I'm going to fold this up. And then taking the point of that triangle that I just folded up, I'm going to fold that down so that I have a nose. So I just created the mouth for my dog. And again, I can draw in some details. Maybe I have a tongue coming down. I can draw in eyes. I could put some polka dots and patterns on my dog as well. So it's really up to you, and I can color those in as well. The body for both the dog and the cat are the same. I'm gonna set that off to the side for now. So we have this square again. So here's a third square piece of paper that I'm pulling out. I'm gonna fold this in half again, just like we did with the head. And then I'm gonna rotate this so that I have this 90-degree angle and a ramp over here. And this part here, this is the folded side, and this is the open side. So this is going to be the back of the animal, and that back is folded. So I'm going to take this bottom corner and I'm going to fold it up, kind of like with what I did with the ears before too. And that now becomes the tail. So I'm going to draw some legs. At the back here, this is just one back leg so that our animal is sitting facing one direction. So you wouldn't see the second back leg because that would be on the other side. I'm going to draw in a couple of lines for toes, but I might see both of the front legs if they're kind of overlapping like each other a little bit. So I'm going to draw two straight lines. I might make those a little bit longer. And then just a C coming down with a few more little toes. I can then attach the head with the glue. So I can put a little bit of glue on the point and glue that on. Or with the cat as well, put a little bit of glue and glue the cat on. And I have my other finished ones over here that I can share with you one last time. You can see some of the extra details that I put on, like a collar. I colored in the eyes, colored in the nose and the tongue, so that it can have a little bit more personality.